Well, I think it goes back to experience. And as much as I was team young bloods after the first two games of this particular series, experience ultimately did stand tall. And when I look at the makeup of the two teams that we're going to have the privilege of watching go head to head, there is more experience on the Warriors side, and there's just more overall continuity. Steve Kerr said this yesterday, and it really stuck with me. And the same could be said of the Lakers in that these are not essentially the same teams that we saw over the course of the regular season. Gary Payton II, Andrew Wiggins coming back into the fold. You could see the Warriors getting better game by game outside of that Game 6 performance, right? And so they're starting to put it together in a way that was quite honestly reminiscent of what we saw last year in Boston. When I look at what the Lakers have to do, pressure remains in my mind on Anthony Davis. And how big can the role players around LeBron James be? Are we going to get a magnificent performance or two or three perhaps from LeBron James? Yes. But the counterpunch on the other side is just as capable of having an incredible performance.
We're going to really dive in from a preview standpoint a little later in this hour. But, Legs, how about that? The initial look, we'll get Jay Will in here and we'll really dive into Lakers-Warriors. But the initial look, and in particular, Tim, the magnitude of this, just the significance at this age, this stage of their careers and lives, that we get LeBron and Steph one more time.
Yeah, I think you said it best when I don't think any of us thought we'd ever see this again. Certainly not with two teams that looked like, in the moment could potentially contend and maybe win the Western Conference. I think the winner of this series has a good chance to do that. I'm going to give the edge to Golden State, much like Monica said, and here's the main reason. You can't develop a game plan to double team Steph Curry. That's the biggest problem because of the way he moves without the ball. The number of mistakes you make when you start overloading to him without it leads to opportunities for other guys. If you want to trap him on ball screen, take it out of his hands, he's willing to move it and let the weak side play. So Steph Curry and his shooting in tight windows, it's just very difficult to come up with a scheme and say he's not going to beat us. As a result, Steph Curry, whether his numbers are the same or not, will have just as dramatic an impact. Much more difficult team for the Lakers to defend than what they saw in the first round, and that's why I give the edge to the Warriors.